Do you need to be worried about Lucid Motors right now if they are inside of your portfolio? What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and now we are going to be speaking about a long-term favorite on the channel that has gone a little bit dead in the past months, and it's not really sitting where most of us would like it to be. And today I'm going to speak you through the reasons for this. There's a few of them. The primary one is a poor Q2, okay? Deliveries weren't what we wanted. Guidance got slashed. It was not what we wanted to see whatsoever. And another one is a complete another overreaction from markets in general. It is Lucid Motors' most recent S-3 shelf registration statement, where essentially they come out and they say it would allow Lucid to raise up to an aggregate of $8 billion in primary capital. Essentially, you know, scaring people into thinking there's going to be this huge share dilution, etc. When in reality, this could actually be a good thing in the long term for Lucid. So that's what we're going to be speaking about today. What is actually going on? What do I think is going on? Do I think we're getting the prices where we could consider buying yet again, or do I think you have to sell and run to the hills? Now, just before we get into the video, guys, I would like to remind you guys watching, especially if you are a new viewer, I bought Lucid literally day one at like $12 a share. I sold them up in the 50s for, I believe it was a 400% return, and I'm still holding, I believe it's 400 risk-free shares, something along those lines. So I am going to carry a natural bias, but I do try to keep it out of investing as best as I can. But yeah, do be aware that I do hold a position in this company. Even if it is risk-free, I obviously still want to see them go up. And also, guys, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? The support over the last few days has been sick. I really appreciate you. Just touch the like button, baby. Of course, also subscribe if you're new around here and you would like more juicy content, especially in the EV world. So look, I'm not even going to go through the Q2 earnings. I've done this on the channel before. I think everybody who is an avid Lucid investor will know what happened. But this is the really big piece of news, okay? It's their S-3. And essentially what the S-3 is, it says that Lucid Group may offer up to $8 billion in the aggregate of the securities identified from time to time in one or more offerings. And what this actually equates to is up to 44.35 million shares of common stock. Now, there's more to it as well. You will see, what about this 1.189 billion shares of common stock and 44.35 million warrants? We will talk about that shortly, but for right now, I just want you guys to focus on this number. So up to 44.35 million shares of common stock is what they could issue. I'd also like to remind you guys that this is over the span of 3 years. They have enough capital on them as it stands to easily get into 2023. We may not even see this happen for a little while. So what are the issues? Why do people not like seeing this shelf registration? Why did it lead to Lucid dropping over 5% the day this came out, even though it didn't really affect Lucid or their fundamentals all that much whatsoever? So the first is that it shows this many issues, okay? As of June 30th, 2022, Lucid had 1.67 billion shares outstanding. So that means that the issuance of this much common stock would represent just a 2.7% increase in overall volume. So 2.7% dilution. They dropped over 5% on the day. Straight off the bat, that is a very clear overreaction from retail. The implication here is that the dilution effect that typically comes from issuing additional shares is rather limited for Lucid shareholders. It is not a huge dilution that's going to take place, and it's going to take place over the span of a few years as it stands as well. Well, that's what we would expect at least. The second is that the majority of available shares would come from selling security holders, which may create selling pressure for Lucid stock in the short term, okay? So that brings me back to our form S3 and this here, up to 1.189 billion shares of common stock. The biggest shareholder in Lucid is Air, a wholly owned subsidiary of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Again, if you've been following Lucid for any period of time, you'll have heard about the PIF, or just a lot of people will call them the Saudis. This is who we're talking about, which at the end of the second quarter had a 60.7% ownership interest in Lucid, and they have held their Lucid shares strong. If this investor starts to sell a large amount of shares, it would likely make an impact on the pricing of Lucid stock, but it would not be dilutive because they would just be selling that stock to the public again. So right off the bat, the fear of dilution here should not be a big one. And also right off the bat, go look back in Tesla. Give yourself some homework. Go to the SEC website. See how many shelf offerings Tesla did in their lifetime. And again, you'll see oftentimes they are met with a negative reaction, but they are also necessary for companies to grow, especially, you know, a company like Lucid. They need to have capital on hand at the snap of a finger. So why now? Why now will they have enough capital? It's a shelf offering, okay? They have not actually raised any capital as of yet. The option is just there. So why do people do it? Financial flexibility. Now it means that Lucid have the option whenever they need over the next few years to go to the SEC. It'll be so much quicker and get the capital to keep expanding. If you go look at the recent news for Lucid Motors even, you will see that there still is quite a bit of it. If we go to, say, press releases or more so events, presentations, overview, wherever it is, there has been news coming out quite continually. You'll see that introducing the Sapphire came out August 19th. There's still big news coming out. They have big plans. They have lots of new products. They are going to need this capital. Yes, right now they are in a good place, I believe, with their 4.2 or 4.8 billion cash on hand. I forget which one it is, but they have plenty. But this is future-proofing. It also guarantees regulatory approval. Again, future-proofing. Not going to be any messing around, not going to be anything scary about it. If you look through the Form S-3, you can see shares of common stock beneficially owned prior to the offering. And you'll see all of the bigger names here. Now, obviously, we have Air. So again, that's the Saudis. Okay? All of those shares right there. You will actually see Peter Rawlinson is the second biggest after the SPAC that they went public via. Oh, excuse me, guys, as well. Should you be worried about the Saudi Arabia at this stage? No, I mean, really, really no. They haven't sold anything yet. They have essentially said they plan on pumping Lucid to the moon, pumping them full of money. If it wasn't for these guys, Lucid would not be where they are today. I don't think they're just going to run away. These guys have a very, very, very long-standing, very healthy relationship as of this moment in time. I would not be worried about this whatsoever. So when me personally, I'm looking at this shelf offer and I'm just focusing on the new shares that could be issued, which again equates to about 2.7% dilution, which is not a large amount, my friends. It's not worth getting too worried about. So what does that mean for the stock? Well, it doesn't mean they're going to go up anytime soon. Like, why would it? There's nothing to get excited about. There is things to get excited about, but nothing that's going to become reality anytime in the extraordinary near future. What is good that I like about the stock right now is look at all of this consolidation. Look at all of this capital build up. Just look at it. There is so much buying and selling going on. They're respecting general ranges. As long as they can come back up above that $15-ish mark relatively soon, the stock price is actually in a relatively healthy place. But until we start get some good news, until we get a better quarter, until we get some real tangible news going on, there's no reason for the stock to go up, guys. You have to understand that. From the eyes of somebody who loves this company as well, loves the long-term outlook, don't think I'm going to touch that position I spoke about earlier on for a long time to come unless something goes disastrously wrong. I love it. But right now, short term, there's no reason for a big move to happen in either direction. And that is just the reality of it. Do I think that this sell-off here was warranted based off the S-3 filing? No. And do I think that we could easily come back to the 17-18 range over the next few weeks? Yes, RSI is low. This was not a warranted sell-off. And even there is a quick 20-30% move to be scooped up if you want to trade it. But they're the reasons why I don't believe you need to be worried about this shelf offering. I know upon initial inspection it looks really scary. You think the dilution's going to be huge. But the sell-off that happened that brought your shares down over 5% was more than like nearly twice the dilution that is actually going to happen. It really is laughable. And again, the fact that the PIF is still in there and holding all of their shares strong while Lucid is trading below $15 a share says a lot to me. I won't even lie to you guys. This is the first time in a long time I have been considering adding to my long-term position. But again, I like being risk-free in a company like this right now. I like having walked away with good money. So I'm not too sure yet. But I will, of course, keep you guys updated if I ever do decide to, pick up a little bit more Lucid. But guys, hopefully that can give you guys some clarity in regards to what this Form S-3 actually is and why it isn't necessarily as scary as it looks right off the bat. The reason that they're really not doing anything is because, the sad Q2 that happened. People weren't very happy with it. And me as an investor, I wasn't either. Nothing really went the way we wanted it to. But anyway, guys, if you watched this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend. And I really do appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy, please hit that juicy like button. Drop me that comment down below. And subscribe if you're new around here. Why not, baby? All those things are free. They help your boy out. And they fill him with happy goodness. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'm going to see you for another video very soon. Peace.